Happy Monday, friends. I will miss seeing you guys today. I hope everyone is safe at home and ready for a great day of school. We are finishing up Spiderwick, the first one, the Field Guide, Book 1. And it's a great book. I love it. And we have Cullen to thank for that because he recommended it. So we are on page 78, I believe, and we just may finish this book today. And tomorrow we will start George Washington, okay? A story of George Washington. But for now, let's get back to Spiderwick. All right, the last thing that happened, let's see. Oh, footprints. Okay, remember the kitchen was a mess. And he saw footprints because he scattered like flour or sugar or something on the floor. Tracks in the flour. And there on the floor of the kitchen, next to drifts of cereal and scattered pieces of orange peel, Jared saw small tracks in the flour. They were the size of his little finger, and he could clearly see the imprint of the heel of a foot and a feathering in the front that might have been from toes. "Look," Jared said, pointing. "See, little footprints." Mallory looked up at him and her eyes narrowed with fury. "Just shut up, Jared. Mom says she saw you down here last night. You made those footprints." "I did not," Jared yelled back. "Why didn't you look in the freezer then, huh?" "What?" Jared asked. Simon gave an especially wet-sounding sob. Oh no, this is not going to be good, guys. Their mother took the broom from Mallory's hand and started sweeping up the flour and cereal. "Mom, no, the footprints," Jared said. Now, here are the footprints. But remember, they're the size of his little finger, and he's a kid, so they're really small. But his mother didn't pay any attention to him. Uh-oh. I don't know what's going on with my screen here. Something. I don't know if you're seeing that. It's blinking. Okay. Well, we'll just carry on. His mother didn't pay any attention to him. 2 strokes of the broom, and the only proof he had was swept into a pile of rubbish. Mallory opened the freezer door. Each of Simon's tadpoles was frozen into a single cube in the tray. Next to them was a note written in ink on a piece of a cereal box. "Not very nice to ice the mice." "And Jeffrey and Lemon Drop are gone," said Simon. "Now, why don't you tell us what you did with your brother's mice?" said his mother. "Mom, I didn't do it. I really didn't." Mallory gripped Jared by the shoulder. "I don't know what you think you're doing, but you're about to start regretting it." "Mallory," their mother cautioned. Okay. Wow. Okay. So his tadpoles are, here's the picture of him getting yelled at. Tadpoles are in ice cubes. Ouch. That's not nice. All right, wait a minute. What did she say? His sister let go, but the look she gave him carried the promise of later violence. "I don't think Jared did it," said Simon between sniffs. "I think it was the Bogart." Their mother said nothing. The look on her face said that manipulating Simon was the worst thing Jared had done. "Jared," she said, "start taking this trash out to the front. If you thought this was funny, let's see how funny you think it is when you spend the rest of today cleaning it up." Jared hung his head. He had no way of making her believe him. Silently, he got dressed, then gathered up 3 black garbage bags and started dragging them toward the front of the house. Outside, the weather was warm and the sky was blue. The air smelled of pine needles and freshly mown grass, but daylight didn't seem to be any comfort at all. One of the bags snagged on a branch, and when Jared tugged, the plastic ripped. Ugh. Groaning, he dropped the bags and surveyed the damage. The tear was large and most of the garbage had spilled out. As he started to gather things up, he realized what he was holding. The contents of the creature's house. He looked at the worn bits of cloth the dolls had and the pins with pearl tops. In the daylight, there were other things he had not noticed before. There had been a robin's egg, but it was crushed. Tiny slips of newspaper were scattered throughout, each one with a different strange word on it. Luminous, read one. Soliloquy, read another. Gathering up all the pieces of the nest, Jared put them carefully aside from the rest of the trash. Could he make a new house for the Bogart? Would it matter? Could that stop it? He thought about Simon crying and about the poor stupid tadpoles frozen in ice cubes. He didn't want to help the Bogart. He wanted to catch it and kick it and make it sorry it ever came out of the wall. Dragging the rest of the bags to the front lawn, he looked at the pile of the Bogart's things. Still not sure whether he was going to burn them or give them back or what. He carried them inside. His mother was standing in the doorway waiting for him. "What's all that?" she asked. "Nothing," Jared said. For once she didn't question him, at least not about the junk pile in his hands. "Jared, I know you're upset about your father leaving. We're all upset." Jared looked at his shoes in discomfort. Just because he was upset about his father leaving did not mean he had trashed their new house or pinched his brother black and blue or tied his sister's hair to the headboard. Okay, here he is finding the pieces of the Bogart's house. "So?" he asked, thinking that her silence meant she was waiting for a response. "So?" she repeated. "So you need to stop letting your anger control you, Jared Grace. Your sister works things out when she's fencing and your brother has his animals, but you—" "I didn't do it," Jared said. "Why won't you believe me? Is it because of the fight at school?" "I have to admit," his mother said, "I was shocked to learn that you broke a boy's nose. That is just the kind of thing I'm talking about. Simon doesn't get into fights, and neither did you before your father left." He studied his shoes even more intently. "Can I go inside now?" She nodded, but then she stopped him with one hand on his shoulder. "If anything else happens around here, I'm going to have to take you to see someone. Do you understand?" Jared nodded, but he felt weird. He remembered what he had said about Aunt Lucy and the nut house and suddenly felt very, very sorry. Chapter 7, in which the fate of the mice is discovered. "I really need your help, Jared." His brother and sister were lying on the rug in front of the television. Each one had a controller, and from where he was standing, he could see colors flit across their faces as the screen changed. Mallory snorted but didn't reply. Jared took that as a positive response. At this point, anything that didn't involve fists was a positive response. "I knew you think I did it," Jared said. I'll show you this picture in just a sec. Opening the book to the page about the Bogarts. "But honest, I didn't. You heard the thing in the walls. There was the writing on the desk and the footprints in the flour. And remember the nest? Remember how you guys pulled everything out of that nest?" Mallory stood up and snatched the book out of his hands. "Give it back," Jared pleaded, making a grab for it. Mallory held it over her head. "This book is what started all the trouble." "No," Jared said, "that's not true. I got the book after your hair was knotted. Give it back, Mallory. Please give it back." Now she held it in two hands, one on either side of the open book, poised to rip it apart. Ooh. "Mallory, no! No!" Jared was nearly speechless with panic. If he didn't think of something quick, the book was going to be in pieces. "Wait, Mal," Simon said. Not Simon says. Getting up from the floor, Mallory waited. "What help did you want, Jared?" Jared took a deep breath. "I've been thinking that if our messing up the nest is what got it upset, maybe we could make it a new nest. I took a birdhouse and put some stuff in it. I thought maybe the Bogart was a little bit like us because it's stuck here too. I mean, maybe it doesn't want to be here. Maybe being here makes it mad. Okay, before I say I believe you, Mallory said, holding the book in a less threatening position, tell me exactly what you want us to do. I need you guys to work the dumbwaiter, Jared said, so I can bring the house up to the library. I thought it would be safer there. Let's see this house, Mallory said. She and Simon followed Jared into the hall, and he showed it to them. It was made from a wooden birdhouse large enough for a crow to roost in. Jared had found it among the ones hidden in the attic. Sliding up the back, he showed them how he had arranged everything except the cockroaches neatly inside. On the walls, he had taped up the newspaper words and also a few small pictures from magazines. Did you cut up Mom's stuff to make that? Simon asked. Yeah, Jared said and shrugged. You really did a lot of work, Mallory said. So you'll help me? Here's the little house, the new house for the Bogart. He wanted to ask for the book back, but he didn't want to make his sister mad all over again. Mallory looked at Simon and nodded. I want to go first, though, said Simon. Jared hesitated. Sure, he said. Walking quietly past the den where their mother was phoning construction people, they went into the kitchen. All right, we're going to stop there. So we didn't finish the book today. Tomorrow, for sure. And then Wednesday, we will start our new book. This is usually about as long as my videos can be before this thing crashes on me sometimes. All right, everybody, watch the video on YouTube, leave a comment or just a like, and I will see you guys tomorrow. Be safe. Bye.